So yeah, good evening. I don't think I'll take long in this broadcast. I'm just doing it out of respect for President Hakainde Hichilema and of course patriotism. Otherwise, I was not going to come here and address you, but I'm doing it because I'm quite impressed with President Hakainde Hichilema's speech in Parliament today. I have not critically, jotted down points, I was listening to it, but I was not writing points, to take the points, as you was deliberating. However, I will do it. I've got the written speech. I will go through it, and then where possible, I also watch back the video. Like I've been saying, it is surprising. I'm actually surprised by myself that the death of Charlie Cake has really affected me. I'm not believing myself. I'm like, oh, what's going on? I am so affected. You can't understand. I'm so affected that I am being dysfunctional. I'm failing to concentrate. I can't just believe how that guy really had an impact on me. Now, I know me talking so much about this Charlie Cake on this platform is like, it's like speaking Greek to a Bemba person, because many of you might not know Charlie Cake. But for me, I knew him. I have been following him. I've been following him, especially during the time of campaign. I used to follow Charlie Cake. I used to follow Candice Owen. I used to follow Harry Sasson? Because I just for me, I listen to people, even if I don't agree with them. I listen to them as long as there is something that they are putting out there and they have got a huge following. I draw interest, not just in America, but in different countries. I do follow, because that is the best way to utilize, social media. Use social media to inform yourself. Use social media to know what is happening elsewhere. And this is what I do. Social media help me to understand or to know what is happening in different parts of the world, in different countries. I am aware, for example, of the elections that are happening on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we have elections in Malawi. Then next month, October, we have elections in Tanzania. Then we will move to Uganda. So I am aware of different issues because of social media. That is how I use social media. not just to talk nonsense, because some of you are just straws. That's all you do. But use social media to, broaden your mind, to have different perspectives, to listen to what others have got to say about different issues. And Charlie Kirk is one of those people that I liked, because he had, some interesting perspectives, very interesting perspectives. People are saying, no, this guy hated blacks, he didn't like, he propagated hate speech against blacks. I mean, I don't see hate speech in Charlie Kirk. I don't see hate speech. I don't see hate speech in Charlie Kirk. On a number of issues that he spoke about, I don't see hate speech. Even when he spoke about blacks, no, he like some people. I was just watching one lady. I saw one lady was saying he criticized black pilots. He doubted their qualifications. I mean, the context is very clear. There was a point when, they were promoting black people in aviation industry. And they were getting, whoever came up to say, I'm a trained pilot. And Charlie Kirk said that after they did that, there were more accidents in the aviation industry. The safety rate dropped significantly. And he started doubting to say, are these people that you are getting really qualified? And that was the context. But now people, they're just picking where he said, when I see a black pilot, I'm wondering to say, is he qualified? But they don't consider the background. The background is that there was a time when, they wanted to, I don't know if it's to bring some equalization of some sort, then they were taking most of these blacks, just like we do with jobs sometimes, with women, where you say, no, we want women, even in our country, we do that. No, Hakainde Hichilema'S choose, if Hakainde Hichilema appoints somebody, the first thing that you say is, which tribe does he come from? Which part of Zambia does he come from? You don't question whether this person is qualified or not. But you just want Hakainde Hichilema to choose a person, from Eastern Province, from Northern Province. Then that is okay. But Charlie Kirk was talking about, let's choose people on merit, not choosing them because of their color, not choosing them because of their gender. No. That was his point. That was his point. And we do this. We do this many times. Look at that man. That man, you have been making a lot of issues over that Minister of Education. To say he insulted the people from whatever, to say they don't, I don't know, they don't have intelligence to cultivate and what. You just took the man's statement out of context. Out of context. He didn't insult the people of Muchinga province or Northern province. It was not about that. But you take it out of context. You don't want to admit the truth as it is. No, blacks, he was preaching a hate speech against blacks. The guy said, if I look around, crime in America has gone higher, and crime is higher, among Africans, and majority of the people that commit crime in America are Africans. Those are facts. Those are facts. Those are facts which you can actually verify. I don't see that as hate speech. The guy said, I mean, in America, crime has gone higher. And America, when you look at the people that are committing crime, most of them are Africans, are black Americans or whatever. And he justified that this is why, I mean, police have to be present in the African communities. When he was talking about Floyd, because people were telling me, hey, Floyd, whatever. And he said, I mean, the police are justified. And many times when you talk about police brutality and whatever, I mean, many times a number of police have been shot. And the statistic shows that more blacks are more violent and less compliant when they're approached by the police. So he was talking about facts, but people are taking those facts, they're just taking a part, and say, hey, Charlie Cake said this. Charlie Cake said Africans, they don't marry, they don't look after their children. I mean, there is a background to that. There is a background, there are facts to that. He said among 3, 2 out of 3 black men, they impregnate women and don't take care of the children. And he says majority blacks, they come from broken homes. They come from broken homes because 2 out of 3 fathers don't take responsibility to raise up their children. Isn't that a fact? It is a fact. So, and no, come on, Vani. Come on. So, of course, I don't agree. Certain things I do agree with you. When you talk about abortion, when you talk about LGBT, I mean, there are facts. This guy was saying things as they are. The only thing where I didn't agree with him is it's on Palestine. On Palestine, I didn't agree with him because he totally refused to accept that Palestine exists. He totally refused, And for me, that one I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. My position on Palestine is different. But of course, I can't talk much now. I am a refugee. When you're a refugee, you speak less on countries. It doesn't matter which country, because you just never know where you find yourself tomorrow. You might find yourself even in Israel. So I withdraw. But suffice to say that I didn't agree with him when we talk about the Middle East. But on a number of issues, I did agree with him because the guy was factual. And so his death has really devastated me. His death has devastated me. I feel very bad. I feel very bad. At the moment, they have arrested the young man that shot at him, the suspect, but we believe it's him because he confessed, he told the father, So we believe it's him, a young man. But then again, this young man did that because from what is being discussed, that Charlie Cake propagated hate speech. But this is what this young man was taught, to say this person is propagating hate speech, and they hated him for that. But really the guy was not propagating hate speech. The guy was, in fact, stating facts as they are. Although people are picking clips out of context just to prove a point that this guy was a bad guy. The guy was not a bad guy. The guy did not preach hate speech. And these things, far as though they may seem to be so remote from ourselves, but we see them even in our society. We see them even in our society. There are people who are doing politics trying to paint Hakainde Hichilema, to say Hakainde Hichilema is a tribalist. Hakainde Hichilema is a tribalist. Hakainde Hichilema is a bad man. You have been riding on that for a long time. Hakainde Hichilema is a bad man. Hakainde Hichilema is a bad man. Even as I'm talking, you are busy, coward. You have to whatever, up and face the reality. Like you want me, come back, so that you can prove a point when I'm arrested. When I'm arrested, you want to prove a point to say, you see, Tayali was supporting Hakainde Hichilema. Now he has been arrested. Hakainde Hichilema is a bad man. You are even talking about this Ethel Chisono. Ethel Chisono has been arrested. This is a point to prove that even if you praise Hakainde Hichilema, once you criticized him, if you had criticized him at some point, then you will face it. How many people criticized Hakainde Hichilema and they are in the country roaming about? How many? How many people today as we speak who had spoken, wrong things against Hakainde Hichilema? How many? How many had said a lot of things? I can count for you. Many, they are there. They are there. Hakainde Hichilema. Even, if Hakainde Hichilema have been saying it here, if Hakainde Hichilema was as bad as you tried to portray him, some of us wouldn't have lived in that country hours after you won elections. I'm telling you, some of us, because I was there, some of us wouldn't have lived hours after he won presidency. We wouldn't have lived there. A number of you, how many people, said, spoke against Hakainde Hichilema in a very strong way? How many? But tell me, out of those who were speaking strong, who were speaking strongly against Hakainde Hichilema, have been arrested for speaking against Hakainde Hichilema? Tell me how many. Tell me. Because even me, I spoke against Hakainde Hichilema, but I'm not out here because I spoke against Hakainde Hichilema. I am not in court because I spoke against Hakainde Hichilema. That's not why I'm in court. That's not, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. I am not in court because I spoke against Hakainde Hichilema. No, that is not why I'm in court. I've got no case which is related to Hakainde Hichilema. I don't have that case. I had cases before. We reconciled with Hakainde Hichilema. In case you have forgotten, I reconciled with Hakainde Hichilema before he was president, okay? And even after he was president. Because before he was president, I had cases with Hakainde Hichilema. And we entered into a consent judgment where, I apologized and he forgave me. Okay? Then I had some other cases which were there even when he was becoming president. Even when he was becoming president, I had cases with Hakainde Hichilema. And those cases, the consent was being signed when Hakainde Hichilema was in State House. The consent was being signed when Hakainde Hichilema was in State House. Why didn't Hakainde Hichilema change to say, no. Even if whatever, now I'm president, let me fix this guy. He didn't. That's why I'm saying that if Hakainde Hichilema was as bad as you want to portray him, some of us would not have lived hours after Hakainde Hichilema became president. We have a number of people. I don't want to start dragging this one and that one, but you know them. You know them. You know them. I don't want to mention names because, it's like, like I say that sometimes some of these things are not done by Hakainde Hichilema. They're not done by Hakainde Hichilema. So, by mere fact that I may mention certain people, you never know who's going to react. Ethel Chisono, I believe, has not been arrested by the instructions of Hakainde Hichilema. I don't think Hakainde Hichilema even knows Ethel Chisono. I don't think so. And Ethel Chisono, in these last few days, I mean, she has been quite well with the UPND. She has been talking with the UPND. She has been intervening for different people in the country, talking to the leadership of the UPND. So, but she has been arrested. It is not because Hakainde Hichilema issued instructions. But like I'm telling you, she has actually been interacting with a number of UPND leaders. But she has been arrested today because I haven't confirmed, except that, I mean, I've been trying to call and the phone is just ringing. So, which makes me believe, and I've seen, you know, Emmanuel Mwamba's posted, you know, by Emmanuel Mwamba, you know, as much as Valikwata propaganda, you know, at least if a post tako, trafikonka kokwatoke, not some of these other whatever. So since Emmanuel Mwamba's posted, I'm kind of believing it that it has happened. Of course, you know, the goodness about Emmanuel Mwamba is that he doesn't blatantly lie. He will report it, but he will report it, you know, bended like Beckham. He bends it like Beckham. But the fact is, you know, it is true. It's just the way, it's just a different way of reporting. You know, same with my media house. You know, I have a media house in Zambia, but I won't mention it. I've got a media house in Zambia. They also do, they report in a certain way. They like to put sensation or whatever, but the way they put it that way, you know. But yeah, so I want to believe that she has been arrested because of what I read on Emmanuel Mwamba. But the point I'm trying to make on Ethel is that I don't think Ethel has been arrested because of Hakainde Hichilema. No, I don't think Hakainde Hichilema even knows about this. Yeah. And I'm sure even some of the leaders that Chisono was talking to in the UPND, I'm sure they are also surprised. I'm sure they were hearing of the news to say, she has been arrested, you know. So, when you talk about me, even if I were to come tomorrow and I'm arrested, it is not because of Hakainde Hichilema. It is not because of Hakainde Hichilema. It is not because of Hakainde Hichilema. And you also have to understand that Hakainde Hichilema has to rule Zambia following the rules. Following the rules. Hakainde Hichilema has to rule Zambia following the rules. So, Zambia does not belong to Hakainde Hichilema like a company, where, you know, you commit a crime and just because you are friends with Hakainde Hichilema today, you get away with it. No, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. I'm not saying I've committed a crimes. No, I've not committed crimes. But the fact is, I've got cases in court. And just because I speak to Hakainde Hichilema today, it doesn't mean that my cases are going to evaporate from the courts. No, it doesn't mean like that. So, it is possible that I can arrive in Zambia and be arrested. And be arrested even if, you know, and I'm even talking to Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema would not be a good leader if he were to say, hey, Imwe, you have arrested Tayali. Come on, release him right now. He would not be a bad leader. He would not be a good leader. He would not be a good leader. Hakainde Hichilema would not be a good leader to say, Tayali has got cases in court. Come on, remove them. He would not be a good leader. At least for me, I'm realistic like that. I'm realistic like that. Yes, it doesn't mean that government does not interfere in these cases. Governments do interfere. Presidents do interfere. But there are also people that you can interfere with or in. And there are ways that you can interfere. Eh? You know about my cases. Eh? And I'm a popular guy. Hello? I'm a popular guy. The biggest opposition political leader in Zambia. The biggest. All of you, you talk about my cases. All of you know my issues. All of you, you know my issues. So my issues cannot be handled like anybody who is not known. Because my issues are so obliquitous. They are known. They are known by everyone. My cases are cases whereby, you know, even if Hakainde Hichilema goes, people will still remember. You will come back. You will come back and talk about Chilufya Tayali. Hey, when Chilufya Tayali came back, he was not arrested, and yet he had cases, he had bench warrants. Eh? You think Hakainde Hichilema can stop bench warrants? Eh? You think Hakainde Hichilema can stop bench warrants? He doesn't have the powers. He's president. He doesn't have powers. Yes, I do. We are okay. We are okay. I can assure you, me and Hakainde Hichilema, there is no bad blood. No. There isn't. There isn't. But much as that is the case, Hakainde Hichilema have no powers to just say, Chilufya Tayali, I mean, forget about the bench warrants. The bench warrants are still in effect. They are still in effect. So when I'm arriving, it is not about Hakainde Hichilema saying, no, leave that guy. No. The police will be there. The police have been given orders by the courts. The police have been given orders by the courts. Get the guy and bring him to court. So when the police will see me in Zambia, they will have to obey the orders of the court. That is the issue. But Imwe, I mean, I don't know what to say, but you are so dumb. Yes. I mean, let me just put it that way. You are so dumb, you can't palangashate things. You can't think deeply. But me, I'm not stupid, whoa. Me, I'm not stupid. Me, I'm not dumb like you. Me, I'm not dumb like you. I'm not dumb like you. So, I'm not gonna be careless and just to say, that day I spoke to Hakainde Hichilema. I'm going. Hey, Kapokola, what are you saying? Me, I speak to the president. Hakainde Hichilema has to rule that country following the laws. Following the laws. So that nonsense, hey, just come back, let's see. You speak as if Hakainde Hichilema, he can do whatever he want. No. Yes, not a person like me. I'm the biggest opposition political party leader. The biggest guy. The most famous guy in Zambia. So my cases, you can't just mess around with my cases. You can't just mess around with it. Because tomorrow, you might be answerable for my cases. You might be answerable for my cases. I give you examples here. I've been giving you so many examples of how people were made to account for some of the decisions that they made when they were in power. So, in Parwandi, I wouldn't want to put anyone in a difficult situation. I wouldn't. Especially Hakainde Hichilema. I wouldn't come there unless, things are sorted out properly. But how can they be sorted out properly? There is a way, yes. There is a way that things can be sorted out properly. There is a way. It's not that everything cannot... Everything is cast in concrete. No. There is a way. The point I'm trying to make is that too much of you saying Hakainde Hichilema is a bad man. Hakainde Hichilema has got a bad heart. No. No. Bakambwili balelanda. Balileko kulanda. But look Bakambwili. What has the cases of Bakambwili got to do with HH? Let's talk about that. What has the cases of Hakainde Hichilema, of Bakambwili, got to do with Hakainde Hichilema? What? What do you expect Hakainde Hichilema can do? What can he do? No, he can pardon. Yes, he has got powers to pardon. But even pardoning, it has a process if you don't know. Because some of you think that, no, because Hakainde Hichilema has got powers to pardon. Yes, he has got powers to pardon Vakambwili, but even that pardon has got a process which it follows. There is a process. It's not just a matter of Hakainde Hichilema saying, there is Kambwili in jail. Bring the papers here. Here is a pardon. It doesn't work out like that. There is a process. There is a process. So, hey, no, but this one, this one. It doesn't work out like that. Hakainde Hichilema has to operate within the laws. So, muleke kumubepesha Hakainde Hichilema. I'm not saying that he cannot do it. He can do. Ethel uku pa airport. Is she still at the airport? Anyway, whatever. So, there is a law. There is a law. Don't be cheated that the president can do everything. No. It doesn't work out like that. It doesn't work out like that. Even Hakainde Hichilema has to respect the law. Look, Mwalanda pali Maria Zaromes. Hey, Maria Zaromes. She's inside. Because the law is just the law. I am sure the mother is not happy. I'm sure the relatives are not happy. But the law is just the law. I'm sure even Hakainde Hichilema is not happy. But the law is just the law. What is Hakainde Hichilema going to do? Pali Maria Zaromes, mleva Hakainde Hichilema move you mutima? Yeah? Are you saying that? If it was somebody in opposition, hey, Hakainde Hichilema is very bad, you would have been the number ones to find excuses. Yeah, no, this, you, a problem mwako ataindia mpena hapo tupusani na. On both hours action. You are not, tamulifua okulande fe fishing, katamufua ya, you don't want. You don't want. So Hakainde Hichilema, ila speech here, na ndabu wino sana. What I liked about the speech yakwa Hakainde Hichilema lelo is that he was very sincere. Trust me, ever since Hakainde Hichilema has been going to parliament, I've never heard him, speak so patriotic, speak so, inspiring as a leader. He was very sincere. Hakainde Hichilema was very, very sincere in that speech. I hate it. I've not jotted down my points, but I will come back. But I'm telling you, he was so sincere. Why I say he was sincere? He was sincere because where there were problems, Hakainde Hichilema pointed out those problems. He acknowledged that is something new. That is something new. Where there were problems, Hakainde Hichilema was recognizing and in a way asking the people to be patient with him. In a way asking people to be to understand the situation. That is leadership. That is the kind of leadership that inspires me. When things are not okay, acknowledge they are not okay. Acknowledge they are not okay. And for me, it's not that, because I want him to come back in 2026, and that's why I'm talking like this. No, but the man was very sincere. I like it when people look at the facts and they say, well, this is what we were hoping, but things are not what we thought. But we are trying to do something. That is how I interpreted, a number of issues that you are facing, especially when he spoke about load shedding. When he spoke about load shedding, he was very sincere. Fish Mwingalanda pali Hakainde Hichilema on that one. Fish Mwingalanda. What are you going to say on load shedding? What are you going to say? He was very sincere when he spoke about load shedding. It has been a difficult time. And he explained we had the droughts. And we have not invested much in electricity. And we sympathize with you. We know what you're going through. And that's just the truth. It doesn't matter who you are. And I can tell you, you can go and bring back Mungu mfuikishe wino wino. You can go and bring back Walungu from the mortuary. You can go and bring back Walungu from the mortuary. he will not come and fix load shedding. He will not. Because the only person that is closer to Hakainde Hichilema is Edgar Lungu. And you want us to be talking about him as if he's not dead, because that's why you don't want to bury. You want Edgar Lungu to continue existing in our politics. So well and good. We will be talking about him. You can go and bring Edgar Lungu from the mortuary or wherever he is if he's not dead. You can bring him back. He will not come and finish load shedding. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. He will not come and finish load shedding. He can't. He can't. This is a fact. I know this is something that many people would not want to hear. But it is just what it is. It is just what it is. At the moment, our load shedding, nobody can turn around, can bring electricity, like magic. Abracadabra, let there be light, let there be no load shedding, let there be light everywhere, let them people enjoy. You can't. You can't. It has to take those plans that Hakainde Hichilema has put in place. And those are the plans that are going to unfold. Those are the plans that are going to finish load shedding. And at least he's planning. He has it. He has a vision. He has a vision that, by such a time, we will finish load shedding. And that, for me, is good. And he said a number of these things, even in job creation. In that speech, at least, you remember, if you followed it, you would hear he was time and again referring to the private sector. Many of us have been talking about creation of jobs, that government does not create jobs. Employing nurses and teachers, it's not job creation, because that is a cost to government. But at least today, Hakainde Hichilema was time and again referring to the private sector. In the mining, in agriculture, they were really beautiful things. For a long time, we have been, our cultivation or farming, it's through, we use hands and small tools, hoes. That's what we use. And Hakainde Hichilema is saying, we want to mechanize this. And we are providing money to make sure that, people access this money to buy, machinery to use in the farms. This will, increase production in agriculture, which is good. In terms of marketing, food marketing, crop marketing, he's insisting we should make sure that we buy all the crops. And money should not be an issue. That is how a leader should speak. So from my point of view, talk about mining. Talk about mining. The mapping that is currently going on in the country. They have done 30% of that. We have to know what do we have, what minerals do we have in the country. So that we don't just give people anyhow. A person, here there are minerals, and he goes to say, no, I want a farm here. They get a title for farming, and yet they start mineral excavation. So we have to know, so that when we are saying parifi here, that is good, and we can't continue, allowing illegal mining as one way of job creation. Illegal mining should never be job creation. First of all, it is dangerous, and Hakainde Hichilema spoke about this. It is very dangerous for our young people going into those holes like rats. And when it collapses, we start blaming government. So the man was quite good on a number of issues that he brought about. One other thing that really impressed me was this, the social cash transfer. The social cash transfer, they are rolling it out in all the constituencies, using, the e-voucher, because social cash transfer, agriculture, when they get, it's part of the support program. It's part of social cash transfer, so to say. And they want everyone to, all the people, all the vulnerable people, to access that, to access agriculture input, to access, the social cash transfer monies. So, really, I mean, the man is doing good. Joe Mwila Mutambo he is upset with what I'm saying. But Joe, you don't have to insult me. Challenge me. What is it that I'm saying which is not true? What is it that I'm saying? You don't have to insult. You have to challenge me to say, Tayali, here what you are saying is not true. The truth is this and that and that. That is a healthy society that we should build. That is a progressive democracy. A democracy where somebody is talking and you don't want to agree with him and you start insulting. I mean, why are you insulting me? What have I done? What have I said that is provocative? What have I said that is provocative for you to insult me? Challenge me with reason. Challenge me with facts to say, here what you are saying is not true. These are the facts. Challenge me with reason to say, no, what you are reasoning, your reasoning here is not right. Your point of view is not right. I mean, consider it in this way. That is how it's supposed to be. Not just busy insulting me. For what? I'm not insulting anyone here. I am repeating what I heard from the presidential speech. And I heard this. And I agree with it. I agree. I agree on a number of issues that Hakainde Hichilema raised in his speech. If you don't agree, tell me why you don't agree. Tell me why you don't agree. And give your facts to say, these are my facts. I will concede. I'm one person that really easily concedes. I'm one person that is so open-minded to listen to what others are saying. And I believe this is what Charlie Cake also believed in. Charlie Cake was allowing people there. He will give them a mic. You will be there shouting. He said, go to the mic. What is your point? And he would argue with people. He will make them say whatever they think. And he will debate them. Let me open phone lines as well. You can debate me. You can debate me, Vajo. You can debate me. I'm opening phone lines. That's why I open phone lines. That's why I open phone lines. Because I want people to challenge me. Challenge me. Tell me. Don't just insult me. Tell me something that I don't know. Help me understand something that I may have missed in my reasoning. That is the healthy democracy. Not insulting. Not insulting. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me to say, here. What you are saying is not what it is. Challenge me on merit. Challenge me on substance. Not just busy insulting. Guys, na imwe. Mwilachitefyo. Mwilachitefyo. I don't intend to stay longer here. I don't intend to stay longer here. But to those that we all heard what President. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Chief. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thanks.
Yes, I have a small contribution to make.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, generally speaking, Mr. Tayali, we need to be honest. An average Zambian is a doubt person. I will justify my point.
You said a number of Zambians what? Sorry?
I said an average Zambian.
An average Zambian?
An average Zambian is just down. I'm sorry to say this.
Okay.
But I'll justify my comment.
Okay.
Look, where people are supposed to use reason, they become emotional. People insult anybody who has a different opinion to theirs. What they expect is a population of 20 million to agree on everything, even when these 20 million people are different. So I see a lot of people insulting you without raising any substance in their argument. Point number one. Point number two. A lot of Zambians believe in making money without working. If you saw the headline in today's paper where Mr. Kabesha was saying Zambians are lazy, I agree with him.
The line is breaking. What's up? What's happening? What's happening with my line? Yeah. Ninkwata kwa kabwasha panono. I've got a little bit of a problem. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Tata,
Mkwai.
Mbagad Musa.
Wina from Kwai.
You know Chanya from Zambia?
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to the president's speech. And how you're analyzing the president's speech is the way opposition leaders should handle it. Listen to the speech. To say your points, quite a president, not you for the party, my view is yes, I agree with him here. And here I don't agree with him. That is the way politics should be done. And even the president challenged the opposition. Let's not insult each other.
Yes.
Let's come together and argue the point. The opposition, how many quite much happen at debate? It's a simple debate. You say, I agree with it, or you don't agree with it. And out of all the opposition political leaders, I think you're the only one who talks about real issues.
Thank you.
And I congratulate you. Keep it up. I think you are right that people should be targeted, especially the young leaders like Mpundo, Antonio Manga. They should target 2031, 2026. They don't stand a chance.
No, they don't. They don't.
No.
Let them waste their time. Let them waste their time and money. It's okay. It's a democracy anyway.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Ashkira.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a quick comment that should challenge the opposition MPs if CDF is making a difference in their constituencies. What's your comment between what happened and therefore Balanda Council in the outside parliament? Thank you.
Well, to say, raise your hand if CDF is making a difference. I mean, of course, that was a rhetorical question, if I could put it that way. It was a rhetorical question. I don't think the president expected a reaction from MPs because, I mean, it's not parliamentary, so to say. It's not parliamentary. So you can't judge MPs by them to say, no, Tabachi Miyamaboko. No, it was a rhetorical question, and it is not parliamentary, so to say. It is not parliamentary for people to make those kind of reaction, you know. So, but overall, what the president was trying to say there is, I mean, that CDF is a game changer, and he has been emphasizing on CDF. And truthfully speaking, CDF has done a lot in the constituencies. Of course, like the previous caller just said, that you know, we need to state where we agree with the president and where we don't agree with the president. And for me, this is one of the issues that I want to retain. And this is one of the issues that is preserved by my being out of Zambia. Because when I'm in Zambia, I know that even by UPND, those of you who like me, the moment I say something which you don't like, you will come gun blazing against me. Okay? But when I'm here, at least I'm able to express myself. And this is something that I really appreciate, and why, you know, I will not easily jump on a plane to come back to Zambia at this point in time. So on CDF, I do agree CDF has brought change. However, there are some issues relating to CDF which I don't agree with. There are some issues which I don't agree. One of the issues that I have is that, you know, CDF, there is too much bureaucracy in that. Of course, we are trying to protect people from corruption. But unfortunately, it's not so easy for people to draw that money. You know, there are serious challenges with that CDF. And then, even the release of the money, it is not on time. You know, it is not on time. For example, in CDF, they have put the sponsorship of vulnerable children, you know, even for skills training. Now, skills training, you find that skills training is starting in January. And it means that if we are going to sponsor children to go for skills training, the money should be in the constituency by December. But you find that come January, the money is not there. So how will these children go? Okay? The money is coming in April. So we have those challenges, but overall, CDF is good. CDF is good. We just need to sort out some of the glitches that relates to CDF. Hello?
Hello, Vanshan Vatangi, Zambia.
Vani?
Wakaunda.
Okay, Wakaunda. Tieni, mulishani mkwa.
Ndishowa mpende. Kwena ine nipo kupisha fekani. Itai, uwa pilengo kwe bachi
Lai Wakaunda, line taidi wino sana. Katushinga mule bonfia loud speaker. I think mulipa loud speaker.
Nge so kwe bachi kwena Tayali ne ishakwatako sana naimo problem nomba ishachiba umulandu mwakita wa kulengo kwebati mwafuma muchalo mumwenu pantu amashiwe mulelanda namashiwe yonsayo mulanda nga chakwebati mwaba mukatika kachino chalo mwakwata impact ya checks and balances ukumantu nge manaka pina ba politician bambya banene lumbaina mukumwana na opinion yangi ifinge so mulanda batali bakwati indi kura bafe abantu bamikata fye omukosha tiora ndefi pantu kulingana kwena na ishiba so mimona fe mwaliko mashwe mwingalanda yako bati na bantu bamufo nomba mukutunganya kwandine mbona kwati mashwe mulanda yengi yala kumi patikisha famba mulanda ukumishi wo mwapanga wakwebati mwafu mumura mucharo kwantiko turanikalira ukulingana neso twamishibe inshite mako
Bakaunda ndefwa tien twafwane let's help each other. Mwayabati, you know, some of the things that you say, it's like you are just being influenced or you're just being forced to say them. Okay? It's not really you. So, ndefwa mwajeweko like dinamwala ndile palichi. I don't think this came from you. I think this you are influenced. Ichi, I think palifyaba mbikile mkwati mulande. Njebeniko chimo. Icho mwamwena, but okay like ichi. Batari chimo alidandile, but I don't think ni mwevu. Give me one issue.
One issue, actually freedom of speech. Democracy, because mwalifundira abantu democracy uko yufundira bakunu mwa. Nombo kwisadingana na democracy inonishita. Waikata kuli hate speech, abantu kwele wakaka pali hate speech. Ukulingana na sana mishire pali inonishita. Nga mwaliranda sana kwa kwa wachuma pokolora abantu ila hate speech yani. Taipitire. Nombo kwa hate speech lapita. Again yambo kura ikata maneno kwa opposition wangi kumonja yali inefunde. Nomba state yako bati mubaseke baraba leo na ora platform yanu kulingana na freedom democracy paliata mutamula ndapo kulingana na maneno fumule kina ba opposition no matemera ndosho bakwata no mota mukarekta yawo mwanabika sai mwabarandira kukwela tinda bagifire paisa bami ba opposition biche bakasanga platform yisu manomba kwa yamwa bakwati mwatarukapo state murande pongesho na nishiro kwa simona mwangone chivi mwalela nda fedaile nomba pali shinshku tangu koma ira kumrala bako
ndashenteka
emkwa
na pita rushenshe no Bakaunda wandi ine efilandera ndokati ino muntu wanjebe chishinka inshibutuka iyo icho mwalanda chishinka Bakaunda icho mwalanda aho mwandini icho mwalanda chishinka mwalanda chishinka lai makamaka pali hii ne cyber bill panti yo cyber bill nende ba PF ba iletele ba mule ukshati ba PF ba iletele na lelanda posana ba UPN elto ale umfona na ba UPN panna ba UPN bale bati yo chibi sana chimulandu ichi tukesa chifumye chilifunde ichi tukachifumya bakainde ichi balenda tukachifumya ba isa aho batola chilifunde chibi bali chikambatira bali chikata buno nokuchibomvya buno sana nokuchibomvya buno sana bantu bali chibomvya bananikani bakainde ichilema no uteko babo bali chibomvya. So I agree with you ukwebati ishikoma ilapo sana neto ishikoma ilapo sana mwadishiba ndira ndamufuma chumi ndalanda but na inokulanda kwandi kwali kwati opo mpelela mwamona kwali kwati opo mpelela pa kwati fidaba umupongoshi nangu alufyanya kuchuwalanda but kuchuwa kwati opo watashani wapelela because ngata upelele lepalia walasa ngati fela ona ikana ku bedroom mwamona Fiala
ona ino kuranda za muchi. Ino kuranda za pachinga skeze pamuranda ine na tontonkanya kwa chirindi. Kwa chibali mchitira kidnap mano pantu wa chitomu wa kusta kidnap. Wale wakora chinga wafika kwa. Wala muna foto wala chita kuba na wobe. Wala muna foto wala chita kuba fiashi wobe.
Yo
ni mwenenda tunganya tunumu nturi ndi bali muchita kidnap mano.
Yo if you take for chava yo. Awe if you take for chava. Mula ndife wako ibati. Mula ndife wako ibati. Pala befinto for Ingalanda pansta eating. There are things that you can say at the right time. Certain things you can't touch them because even if you touch them, in some cases, I mean, they will just bring problems for you, and you will make no impact. You will make no change. You see what I mean? So it's true. There are certain things. I mean, take it. There are certain things that I ignore. There are certain things that I don't go into. Like for example, apa waka inde Hichilema. Ina ndefo kwati waka inde Hichilema bapite. Mwamona ndefo kwati waka inde Hichilema bapite. So nende waka inde Hichilema power fimwe filubene. I don't think I will come out the way I used to come out ito twale fu ayati balungu babwerelepo. If fishing kafie. Dida balungu bali poli tatwale batu abwerelepo. There is no way I'm going to come out like that. Because I cannot destroy what I'm building. I am building haka inde Hichilema for 2026. Mwamoni. Nombaga nde building ngona ule futi. So, FFF mebagati ndatuma kwa mafoni. Okutuma mafoni kwena ndatuma. Ndatuma kwa mafoni na ewa ko imwe. Ngefu mwachitapa. But nshifireta pabwelu. Nshifireta pabwelu. Ukobati
nomba. Iske nomba pariashi. Pasho bachiranda lejo. Ine chibako disappointed. Because ifintu efingi asa chipika muchalo. Wali abantu balera ndokuba kiro cheding ya chiremu. Nomba tabeshi bechirengero cheding y'ikiremu. Again abantu basara ndokuba ki cost of living ya chiramo. Tabeshi bechiringira kibera pamungu. So ite ya lero. Inena nkira chitekero kuba kiba president tabaye abantu kuba kina tugumba bwino. Na chitekera kibara bika abantu clear picture. Ichirale ngokuba chama right yale nshikuru. Bara beba kolimbisha munkamyo tsama. Bose bare wombera kwesha chita affect fidia. No kofishikire. Bakoba abantu bakwate subiro ko bata. Kandi shichale ndani so. Numba bena lero na chira mfake ni bachira chita konvinsa abantu ki. Na tugomba fe bwino. Uko aguro kulanda ma programs bapangire bwino ayara Chilufya. Load shedding nangwara rengati utopire yapanta nshire yara bakochita. Nomba bera bachira chita convince muri filafine cyafiko kubumbeka fimo. Nomba abantu bara kwatasha nitubiro.
You know,
point alire ko sana.
Yo bakaunda mwandini muri ntungurushi nefe mulelanda efya mano sana mule konka mubwino sana ine efo mfwaya ifya so mulisha kwati nga mulelanda so vile umfuika tyo balelanda na wakwata ma point. So in terms of load shedding inshallah kwati ndepokolola baka inde Hichilema. Okay, inshallah kwati ndepokolola baka inde Hichilema, but the point is he actually spoke about where we are coming from. He spoke about we had a drought. Filefila rafi aliko if you are ngero wakati ama nishate shani yae panshi. Mule ibukisha? Eko mulima ama nishiyae panshi. Then ala issue yako bati ngana mumona Muzambia nomba abantu na bakula mayanda abengi na kuisa mayanda yengi na kuisa ama moa yengi na kuise fikulu fya pusana fyonse file fikulu file chita connection ama light. So population na demand ya malaiti, it is bigger than the investment. That is inefo na chumfalero mkulondera kwa baka inde Hichilema. Kwa bat twali kwatako ifilala, but then na ya malaiti leo tule kwatali leo tukwete leo tukisa generate. They are not enough because our population is increasing. Ifikuru wale kulirako aba kufuwa ya malaiti wanatashani na abafula ukuchila investment. And what was his way forward? One of his way forward was he insisted on ama solar panel. And ngamwalisho ama solar panel Muzambia kwa lisane funde nomba ukweba tiyafude yatashani yachi so that abantu abengi batashani bachite afford. And then he also spoke of other initiatives that are being created so that more electricity can be generated. And especially he invited the private sector to come and invest in that. He even invited all of us to find a way of generating electricity. So somehow, for me, mukumfa kwandi, I think bachirondolola no kupela hope. The only thing is that what I can say is that tien tumone effort wala ikala in the next 2 years to 3 years. That's what I can say.
Okay, na sio lingalanda fiyo Tayali. Apo na chimele na chabantu mara station interest na chimu for reason bachitera pamora ndwana wana consumption yakaene iwo mfishe yaba high. But abantu nga to valolesha during the previous government. Previous government, each and every town, wali sa kwanisha ma ShopRite, tukubika kwa ma ShopRite. Nga kwali baya yabili, wala baya tatu. Na bachopizi wakonka moslasini. Na wakonka mamozi arabale isula. Mlena yonse arayale tonsama right. But nga mwasa konka road shedding ofayali. Ofo yali palile isanafyo indi. Olo palile instalo fintufya kujiro ofingi fya marait. But instead fin tutafile kuro. But the road shedding yaba busy. Then number 2, wa president inapo ninga washitako encourage. Nga wale fuaya abantu ukwe bati bakonkeso balela nina bapeli abantu mutende. Because imo batayali fifile nga tamukweto mutende abantu abantemwa bengi. Vengi berokti batemona baaka inde but na mona batemwa kwamba batayali nga bamstikisha sana. Nisho chibiza abantu abengi barapata marabale mstikisha nao kuna Tayali na mutaba bwiru apapena bachiramu. So ba president nga bale fuayo kwe bati baikara wono bachipuna babwese shomutende kubani tufirefire chita sector abantu fire pusho mutende wabantu. Bafika tekopi para yakata kumaji development yami. Bakwate fyo mutende wa kupera abantu. Bakasanga chibamba no kuyiwombera tapaka byabakala baranda. Pona terera kwenu.
Yo mwalande ifintu ifituntu sana inena totera sana pafyo mwalanda. Very good points that you have raised, and I'm sure nabali mubuteko nabo baumfuako. And I hope they will take some of your views and act accordingly. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
That is what I like. I like such callers. He called, he has points, is not insulting anyone, is respectful in the way that he presents. I mean, this is how it should be. This is how it should be. This man, almost convinced me, he actually won me to his side. This is very, very good. That is how it should be. Not you people who are just, hey, Tayali mushani nabwadi. Shani, That is not the way we should operate. And this is the problem to quite our opposition. This is the problem that we have. Our opposition to quite no, Hakainde Hichilema must go. Hakainde Hichilema must go. They are preoccupied with removing Hakainde Hichilema. But removing him for what? What wrong has he done? Why can't we allow him for another thing? Eh? Why can't we give him another term? Why should we remove Hakainde Hichilema? And when you are removing Hakainde Hichilema, what are you bringing? Who are you bringing? And what plans does he have? If you can say Takuli, Imamuli fe yo abantu na watabade mfua Hakainde Hichilema. How we tabade mfua Hakainde Hichilema? Hey, Tayali you are lost. Hey, people have already moved. People have already moved. They have moved to where? Yeah? They have moved to where? No, people have moved. People have moved. They have moved to where? They have moved to where? Eh? What are you bringing on the table? What are you going to do on load shedding? How are you going to finish load shedding? Eh? How are you going to finish load shedding? So, really, I think we can do better. We can do better in terms of our political discourse. We can do much better and we can progress as a country, because it is out of the discussions at each society pamano, out of our discussions that, you know, we can encourage each other to move forward. But if we're just going to be insulting each other, I mean, we can't progress. We are just going to be stirring up emotions. Tutampe nokula patana, tutampe nokula alwa. And yet we can engage positively and move our country forward. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to stay too long. I'll leave it here for tonight. Today is Friday. I'll talk to you on Sunday. Thank you very much. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night.